All right, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's hope the audio is good. Just double checking. I see Albin here. I see Ennis here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I see Belgian here. Awesome. KR. Oi, oi. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Right. Let's just have another conversation. Nothing too much, but I do want to make one announcement. I see Yasmin here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. One announcement here. The announcement is pretty simple, but I will post some of the images or logo probably later on. One of our members on Discord actually already knows about this because I have asked him to make us some sort of a promotion video basically. So this is in regards to Paradexes. We do have a partnership that's just formed, a research partnership with a company called A Better Logic. It's a technology company, and they're going to be doing a lot of research with us, basically in regards to cryptocurrency and decentralization, which is something obviously I love, and definitely want to be a part of it. Obviously, if it helps it in a global way, why not? I think they're located in about 4 or 5 different countries at this present moment. They're doing all sorts of research and developments, working with government bodies and everything as well. So that's something I'm looking forward to, and just wanted to let you guys know that that's a partnership. So Paradexes and A Better Logic are now going to do some research together. So yep, that was the only news today. Of course, there's more news. Of course, when you start looking at the market structure, you're seeing loads of things moving up and down, which is absolutely fine, right? Nothing too much to worry about. But we want to understand a little bit more about what all of this means. Did we just invalidate this downward trend line? Are we now on a positive ride back up? Does everything look positive? Is this market ready to carry on? Are we going to have another bull run? What's the story? So that's what we want to know. Of course, I'm going to ask you guys loads of questions, or maybe you guys can ask me some questions and we can talk about other stuff. Yeah, nothing looking that great. I mean, it's at 27. Again, the fear is still there. So people are being cautious, right? Which is fine. We did see some big boy coins out there pumping, like AVAX doing a nice little pump, Luna doing a nice little pump, near coming back. A few others also holding very strong. And yes, some coins still, just, I think it's like one of those kind of, how would I say this? It's a weird rally anyway. Just call it a weird rally. USDT does look red. Obviously, that's because everything's pumped into BTC. But, this is the big but, Ethereum doesn't look that good. Neither do other bigger coins out there look that good. But we are going to pick on those later. So let's just continue and look at what's really happening in the market. So view base, let's have a look and see how many coins have left or come in. Pretty similar. Yesterday we had a similar number left, and today we also have a similar number leave. That causes for us to be a little bit concerned, right? Not too much, but just a little bit, right? We need to be curious. We need to be, how would I say this? Curious, cautious, and how would I say, what's the word? Not curious. There's a word for it, like, kind of distrusting, right? Because we see coins coming in and also leaving. So there's something going on here. Coins are also coming in and leaving. So you see there's a conflicting data here, that we see coins coming in, but it seems they are also leaving as well. And what's happening? So did they enter the exchange, stay in the exchange, in someone's wallet, or what's going on? We need to understand. Futures, interest going up, obvious reasons, because everybody thinks the market's going to go back up again. Of course, we feel the same way, but we don't let our emotions loose. We have full control over them, so we do know what the market's going to do just by looking at the data. We see all exchanges estimated leverage ratio just pumped up, super bullish. Let's go for it, guys. Let's pump this market. Yeah, pumping the market, creating a hype, falling into a fly trap isn't the best way to move forward with this market, right? Because the price doesn't seem to be reacting to the hype, apart from leverage traders playing in and giving to the house again. So that's all I'm saying. But of course, we're going to try and give you some confluence based on all of this stuff that we just saw is what we think that's been happening. happening right now? Are these guys playing in, right? So we see 35,000 traders currently wrecked. Absolutely fine. We have zero issues with this. And we see this 50-50 ratio, right? So within this 4 hours, we see almost 50-50, right? Remember, there's only 9 there, so I can't really do a 50-50. It would be nice if they had one more, right? But within 4 hours, we see, yes, fairly close enough. I mean, let's have a look at 12 hours. It's still close enough, I would say. Some bears got wrecked, some bulls got wrecked. So it's on a yo-yo trend right now. Okay, so when we start looking at these lower time frames, we can see that we have a yo-yo situation right now. Who's the target? What's going on, right? Not enough. So the traders are not coming in. That's good. I'm really happy to see 35,000 traders compared to 100,000 or 400,000 traders. Very happy about that. I'm happy to see $106 million here compared to $1 billion or $1 trillion, right? Because we almost had $1 trillion once. So the point here is leverage traders are becoming a lot more cautious. And I think they're coming to that point where they are exhausted as well. I mean, how much money can you lose? Of course, forget money, it's crypto. How much crypto are you going to give back to the whales, to the manipulators, to the people who control? So this is a conspiracy, but obviously the point is it is happening. There's no denying this is happening. Let's have a look at Grayscale to see, are they feeling bullish? Nope, they're not feeling bullish at all. I mean, they've gone back to 20, yeah, from 21 to 20. But 1% change? Again, they're not thinking of this market to be bullish at all. Of course, everybody else is, right? So when we see the hype market, our most famous hype markets, the hype juice guys, you know, they definitely drink that hype juice and then jump onto their stream and they'll be like, yep, market's going back up, told you so. No, you didn't say nothing. You just basically assumed it's going to go up. And sadly, what you have to realize, yes, we are looking great. We have come to test this trend. We're still in the trend. We haven't broken the trend yet. So that's a very, very important factor to look at. Now, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, smash those subscribe button, hit that like button, join the Discord community, join the conversation. Let's grow this community. Every day I've been getting 1 or 2 minimum new subscribers, and this community is growing fast for what this channel is. Remember, we're not here for the hype. We can make this all entertaining. I can get up and jump, put a clown suit, make all sorts of joke. That's a different story. I can go out there with a whole bunch of people and try and bring people onto the show. Again, it doesn't work. We're here just giving you no BS facts and making sure that you are at least 2 steps ahead. You don't fall for the hype, right? That's what we're trying to do. So when I'm looking at the total market cap, as I said, I can see that we are still inside the trend. That means we have not invalidated anything. So don't fall for it yet. Remember, a few days ago we were here. A few days ago we were there. So we have been at those levels, in fact higher, all of this time, and all we've been doing is trending down. So when you look at this one candle, don't forget you had this candle here. Don't forget you also had this candle here, and don't forget how high these candles were. If they couldn't hold, what makes you think this can hold? But of course, I'm just trying to be a little bit pessimistic here based on where the market structure is, because I need to see this trend change, and in order for me to see this trend change, I need to see a candle come above and stay above here, and then possibly come and test this. If I can see this complete U-turn, I'm going to be very optimistic. Let's move on to BTC. Same story, same story. So you see this shorter trend being broken. Yeah, fine. This is a shorter term daily trend broken. Yeah, everybody's excited. Great, we should all be excited. Let's have a party, break out the champagne bottles and carry on, guys. It's party time, right? Because we've just smashed through those numbers. Look where we are. Happy days. But the reality is telling us there's something else going on here. Let's get rid of... The reality is... Get rid of this. The reality is that we're still in this larger trend. We're still way below. We just broke this shorter trend line, just a little bit, but we're not completely in the green yet. We need to get back above this one specific level for us to confirm that we are where we need to be. And again, we need to see a complete U-turn. And for us, remember, this area here, I'll extend this. This area here is the zone we need to cross over. So in this case, for BTC, the U-turn needs to come back to here for it to confirm. Again, those of you guys who want to enter or cheap, if you haven't picked it up already, and I can tell you I haven't picked up anything because I'm still waiting. I'm like, I don't see a confirmation. So is it too late for me? Maybe, but I don't see a confirmation. I'm not going to jump into this hype wagon. Full stop. It's just not happening. Also, I can't see the chat, so give me a second, guys. I'm just refreshing. So I need to see a complete U-turn, and then I'll decide whether I enter or not, whether this bull market continues or not. But right now, I don't see that data. Right now, I'm seeing that, yes, it's just another green, right, or a blue in my case, but we've had that here. We've had that here. We've had that here. And none of these make any difference to us if the trend is moving in a complete different direction. If the signal came to us at this 67K, it doesn't matter if we go to 69K because we still came back down, all the way down to currently, how low did we go? What was the low today? 46.9 today. So it doesn't make any difference for us. You see what I mean? So numbers are just numbers. Don't get too excited. Try stay calm. Play the market as it is. We need to look at the volume. Yes, we did see a big burst of volume for approximately 1 hour when this market decided to push this one candle up. So when we saw this candle moving up, yes, we saw a massive pump. In fact, it wasn't even this candle. I'll be honest with you. Do you know where that $40 billion came in? Give me a second. I'll show you. So the $40 billion pump actually entered on this candle and then it vanished. Now the volume is back to normal, back to stable. If you look at the market cap, what you see is we're currently back at those $20-30 billion levels again. So the 40 billion that came in was only for an hour. And then it just vanished, gone. So you've got to ask yourself, where is this funds coming from? Where did this volume just come in from? You know, because it's a very, very important question that's, I think, a lot of people need to ask themselves, right? This one candle came in $40 billion, now sitting at 30. So it's, where is the funds gone? These are important questions that you always have to ask yourself. Does this change anything? No, look at this. We're still low. We're still lower than this area here. You know, so we need to start creating highs. That means if we had 40, the next candle should be 45 or 41 or 42, at least higher than the previous one. Once we start seeing volume coming back in, then we know now, okay, the sentiment is changing. People are putting their money down again. I don't see that. I don't see that. So yeah, it's kind of worrying. Of course, we're at 49K today, and I'm still worried. I'm like, okay, I need to see a confirmation. I need one candle to close above, number one. Even if it closes here today, I don't mind. I need the next candle to go above. I need confirmation that this market wants to go up. What I don't want to see is this market going down like this area here. I don't want to see a situation where we had this, you know, kind of an upward momentum, and then all of a sudden we had a nice little dump, and the dump took us down here before a options expiry. And then obviously we had a lovely little pump, but in a bull cycle, that's what we expect to see. In a bear cycle, it's completely different. So here you can see we expected it to pump, it didn't. And then it started dumping. After the options, we expected it to pump again, it didn't. It started bleeding down again. And now, just before the options expiry on the 31st of this month, 31st of December, the last day of the year, we are all hopeful and we're hoping to see this market rise up again. But the biggest question we have is, do we have enough energy, enough money, enough power to take us up 41%? 41% literally in the next 10 days. Can we push this up 41% in the next 10 days? That's the argument here. I know, once you start looking at things in a different way, you're like, okay, that makes sense. And, you know, I'm not trying to make sense for anybody or anything like this. I'm just trying to show you the real picture here. You know, we're looking at 41%. Even for the global total market cap, we're looking at 31%. Now, this, funnily, 31% is a lot easier. Understand where I'm coming from. You got to really understand why I'm saying this. 40% is 10% more, means it's harder to achieve. 30% is actually easier because it's closer to the lower numbers. Does that make sense, right? So that's what we're looking at here. One's going to be a lot more difficult, the other's going to be a lot more easier. But that's what we need to recover for us to get to where we need to get to. It's going to have to be a Christmas miracle. That's all I can say. Let's have a look at all the chats. All right. KR says, what's the story in Balamory? Nothing, bro. It's just a remote island in the middle of nowhere. I think it was in Scotland. I see Gomez here. Hey, my bro. What's happening? What's now for crypto and BTC? Short opinion. That's what I'm giving here. So I know you've probably, you're watching already, and I'm just answering this question for you now. KR says 41% piece of cake. I'll take that, bro. Albin says, what is halvening? Halvening is when supply. So let's talk about halvening. So Bitcoin itself has a distribution period, and any coin that has a halvening cycle, it's actually easier way to say it, but it's actually a distribution cycle. So we know Bitcoin in the beginning when it launched, I think it had 50. So it was doing 50 Bitcoins or 100 Bitcoins or whatever. I think it was 50 anyway. 50 Bitcoins was deployed. Yes, it was. Was it 50? 1 second. Yes, it was 50. So 50 Bitcoins used to come as a reward to you for mining. Then 4 years later, there's a specific date, and the date is actually fixed. It's actually the block number. So at the specific block number, it halves in supply, in distribution, and it gave us 25. And then another 4 years later, which we had in 2016, it gave us 12 and a half. And then cut that in half in 2020, we started getting 6 and a quarter. So the next halvening we have in 2024 should give us 3 and 1/8, right? And it's just going to continue like this every 4 years, approximately. But remember, the date is not the fix. So a lot of people get confused. They think it's that specific date. No. It's not the date. It's the block number. So there's so many blocks that will mint or print or whatever you want to call it in the blockchain. So as we progress along, as a specific block number, that's what happens. So in between that, we can hit and miss a block, or maybe take longer for a block. That can then change the timetable. So there's no exact date for a halvening. It's an exact blockchain number or block number. That's basically when it happens. So yep, that's what it is. Basically, it's just the distribution being cut in half means creating more scarcity. And obviously with BTC is a different method. I mean, there are other coins out there who have this kind of methodology, but if they have a trillion token, it doesn't matter how many times they halven it. Or if they have like BTC, the last coin mathematically will be mined in approximately year 2140, right? So if we have year 2140 as the last coin, we know that we've got another 120 years to go. Whereas there are coins which halve every other day. They might only have a 10-year deadline. So it totally depends on the tokenomics and what's been programmed into the coin as a distribution. It's similar to how staking works. So it's quite funny. So you know when you stake, so the pool opens up with like 1,000% staking. As long as one person is mining it, it's actually 1,000% APY. So, calculated over 12 months, you should receive 1,000%. However, the more people enter the space, the pool starts to reduce. And all of a sudden, your APY starts to reduce down. Similar way, as more and more people grow into this crypto sphere, BTC supply is being reduced and less is coming out. But we've had the major supply in the market already, right? If you look at the mathematics, right, I think almost 18 or something. Let me just check. Hold on. I can check. Why am I wasting my time here? I can see how many coins we have. Oh, there we are. Look, we already have 18.9 million coins, the total number created, right? Issued. We already have 18.9 million tokens already mined out of 21. So we only have about 2.1 million coins remaining, and that's going to be dragged for another 120 years. Just think of that. That's just crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. So that's what halvening is, my brother. Alpha Ping, hello, my brother. How you doing? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice to see you here. So this is what we got. This is what halvening is, if that makes any sense to you. It's all about supply reduction, basically, but reduction is not happening by people or human interference. It's to do with the distribution that's already programmed into the code. That's what it is. Different people do it in a different way. Different companies may have different methods. You know, even, what do you call this? Ethereum, actually, they have halvening too. A lot of people don't know this. Ethereum also has halvening every 4 years as well. Pretty much they copied what BTC did. Remember, the only fundamental difference between Ethereum, and there's two actually. One is Ethereum was created as a smart contract platform, so you can build on it, right? That's number one fundamental difference. It's a technology, whereas in BTC was not a technology. And then the second thing that Ethereum had different was the number of coins. It started pumping coins like mad, right? Whereas in BTC had a fixed supply. That was the difference. They're both pretty much the same thing. Because remember, once you've seen it, come on, you've witnessed this over and over again. You guys have been in the crypto sphere for long enough, right? Even if you've been in it for 4 weeks, you must have seen this, right? How all of a sudden, if you look at the coin market cap, you see hundreds of coin coming. Like currently we have 15,851, right? So you see how coins are coming. Now, most of those coins are copycats. There's nothing new. You know, there are a handful of projects out there who come up with something fresh, some fresh idea, some new stuff, right? But majority of them, there's nothing new about them. Absolutely nothing new about them, right? So, you know, knowing this, we know they're just copycats, right? Or they're kind of try and present it in a different way, but it's the same stuff, you know, absolutely the same stuff. So that's what it is. There was a project someone spoke about yesterday, XP. XP.network, right? Website. Anyway, I checked them out and everything, right? You know, they're trying their marketing strategy and everything. Apparently, it's going to be like an interoperable NFT platform. Nothing new. It's the same thing, but they're promoting it in a different way. That's what they're doing. But then when I looked at all of their documents and their website and everything, all the paperwork, one thing that kind of bugged me a little bit was like, okay, I see what you're doing. You want to create a NFT bridge. Brilliant. Nothing new. Can be done. The code was already there, right? But I've got one problem. What use do I have for your token? I couldn't see one. So I just left it there. I said, okay, I'm not going to say too much. But yeah, we did have a conversation on Discord about this, but that's what it is. But yeah, that's what I see for BTC. Now let's go for another coin and see what's happening with Ethereum. Yeah, same story, guys. Same story. You know, remember Ethereum, I didn't extend the trend line, but this is a major trend line which hasn't even completed yet. So we have 1, 2 touch points. We don't even have the third touch point. That's something to keep an eye on. And then we had this sharp trend line here, and you can see we still haven't come to test that yet. So again, just be patient, see what's happening, and let me double check what's happening with the chats. Guys, if you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing, hit that like button, let the community know, join Discord. We have a lovely community growing over there as well. It's a fresh community, but it's growing, and hope we can actually give value to each other. Remember, guys, I'm also learning from you, so there are plenty of things I will happily take from you and learn. Right, let's see what's going on. Who's this? I see DB here. Also my brother. He says 5 p.m. here on the East Coast. Glad I could tune in for a bit today. Take care, everybody. Okay, also my brother. 5 p.m. It's almost 10 p.m. here. It's 10 p.m. here, my brother. And I thought, okay, do you know what? I'll do it. Literally, I came home. I was knackered. I had a little nap. Rushed in, and I said, okay, let me just go and have a shower. And join the stream and talk to you guys, because obviously I know you guys are expecting it, but more than that, you're seeing this pump, but maybe, you know, your emotions are being messed up right now. And I'm thinking, guys, you got to stay calm. Look at the market for what it is. Like this particular Ethereum, right? Where does Ethereum become bullish again? When it confirms and moves over this line. We're a long way away. So this push wasn't even big enough to actually give us that confirmation that yes, now we're looking bullish. And remember, it's always too late. Whether we're bullish or bearish, it's always too late. By the time you know, it's already too late. But it's good to stay 2 steps ahead. Now that we know, we need to get here for us to start creating some sort of a confirmation. We can start moving up. Of course, if you're talking about other metrics, yes, the daily looks super solid. Everything looks super awesome. You know, they do look like they want to start moving up, but I'm also zooming out to see the other data, the weekly data, the greater data. And so far, it doesn't tell me it's bullish at all. All right. When I'm looking at the bigger data, it does not tell me it's bullish at all. So I'm just saying, okay, I'm going to ignore everything else. I'm going to ignore all the signals. I'm just going to go by the lines and the trend, nothing else. Very simple method. I just want to see this candle invalidated for me to say, yes, this market's moving up again. I don't need technicals right now because all the technicals are conflicting. Daily is bullish, hourly is bullish, 4 hours is bullish. But when you start looking at the higher time frame, it's bearish. But in order for us to change all of this, the weekly, we need to complete the week. Okay, of course, we're not going to complete the week until Sunday. So what's the point looking at the week, right? So I'm on your side. I'm like, okay, look, we can't complete it until Sunday. I'm not going to be waiting until Sunday. If I want to make money, I want to make money today. I'm going to look at this in a complete different perspective, without technicals, without anything. Very simple, just a trend line, just my line. If I can invalidate this, I'll be bullish again. So, you know, it's a crazy way of doing it, but that's what it is. You know, look, this is from what we did the other day. Bloody hell. You see, I need to start restarting or actually refreshing my charts, guys, because sometimes this is what I leave. The drawings we did from like 2-3 videos ago, still here. Right. Anyway, let's get back into this. Let's get rid of some of these lines because there's a lot of lines here that we don't actually need. So let's get rid of all of this here. We don't actually need any of them. Even this trend line here, remember this was the one we broke. We don't even need this anymore. This was a micro trend we were following. Let's stay here. Right, so from what we can see here, right, we can see, for example, okay, let's just do it this way. So we do see this area here. I'll leave it as it is. I'm not too fussed about this area. All right. What we are seeing is if we do take a trend from this particular zone here, then this would technically be our trend. Let's just call this our trend. Actually, let me take the body. It's going to be a lot better. So let's do the body as a fact rather than a story of the wick. So I'm just using this area because I can't really use this. It's more of a flat line. And yeah, you can see the same story here. No, we're not positive. Yes, this is a consolidation zone. It's deciding, should it stay up or should it go down? So far, this particular area here has been holding this up. You can see how this particular area is also connected to this area here. So we're holding very strong. You know, I have to give it. The bulls are keeping that support. We can't deny that. Is it good enough? Is this the point where we bounce? Is this the point where we finally do this one move? You know, for example, we came here, we done this, and we now start moving back up. Because if this is a very powerful move that's coming. This could easily push this thing to $800-900. But if it's not, then we've got a problem. So this is why we need to observe. What's it about to do? Is it going to come and test this level here? Or is it going to bounce from here? These are the things we need to ask ourselves, and we need to hold, wait, and observe to see, you know, yes, is this it? You know? Remember, I mean, look at these other coins as well. I mean, this is one of the things. It's like so many confusion happening right now, right? We talked about DOT. I believe we talked about DOT yesterday. Again, you know, just look at it. It has not left that channel. If you look carefully, let me get rid of these drawings. Sorry, guys. I should start clearing up my my charts a little bit more. Oh my! Look at this. All right. So what do we see here? You see here We're still inside the channel. Is it a high? No. Do you know what I mean? Again, I'm just concerned. I mean, yesterday we were down, this Solana, we were down to 171, today at 179, $8 change. Does that change the game for me? No. I'm still in the trend. I still haven't done anything to invalidate this trend. I mean, just look at it. And we were even skipping this part here. Because if we do start putting this part here, then we get a whole different data here, which is a lot more scary. Does that make sense, right? Cardano, 127. Blatant consolidation zone. Look at it. Yes, it's kind of broken out of the channel, but look at it. It's ridiculous. Wow. It's scary to look at some of this. I'm telling you, it's absolutely, absolutely scary to look at some of this. I mean, this is E-Gold. Failed attempt. It almost done it. Failed attempt. Yes, it's looking bullish today, but does it mean anything? No. Sadly, no. Now, one good thing about E-Gold is this. If we did this around here, came back here, that will give us a good indication. So we can start following this and maybe start finding a pattern here as an early indicator to say, right, if this thing forms this pattern, then we have a chance of breaking up. We could use this. We could actually use this. So, yeah, we're now pattern hunting. Oh my. Guys, if you have any coins you want to talk about or any questions you want to ask, fire away. If not, we're not going to make this too long, because I just wanted to come on and just give you guys a little update, and of course hope you guys stay calm and everything, because look, we don't want to hype into stuff. And I know brother KR, he was asking, like, you know, give me some hopium. Bro, no, there is no hopium. If you're looking for hopium, then you're looking for the wrong thing. You shouldn't look for hopium. What you should be doing is, okay, give me some clarity. Let me understand the market for what it is. Let me keep my mind clear. I'm calm. I'm focused. I know exactly where my entry is. I know exactly where my exit is. I know exactly how to react to the market. Imagine this. You go to a casino and the guy on a table decides, and he sees you and he says, ah, that's a new player. So he sees you as a new player. He says, come sir, welcome to my table. And you come and you join. You say, you're thinking to yourself, you're trying to act as if you're the boss, you know everything. In your mind, you're saying, actually, I have no idea. But the guy on the table, he's an expert. He's an expert reading people. He's an expert reading everything. He knows that you're new. And of course, you've come to his casino the first time. So he says, come son, no worries, play. You play, you win. You play, you win. You play, you win. He's already got you hooked. You're playing with little money and he's judging you. He's saying, okay, this guy has $100 on him, but he's playing with $1. Let me make his dollar into 2. So you make 2. You make 3, 4. Your money is doubling, tripling. You're getting excited. He's waiting for that one chance to take that $100 of you. That's all he wants. He wants your $100. In the process, he's making sure he's giving you enough. That's hopium. So you start hoping, actually, do you know what? I'm on a winning streak. I can win this. Make that one wrong move, and you're wrecked. Play to the hands. Iva, I think it's Iva. It says, what about VET and Gala or Cadena? What about them? We'll check them out, no worries. VET, yeah, we can check out VET. That's not a problem. Here you go, VET. Let's talk about VET. VET. So this is what we were hoping VET did. But you can see how we didn't even hold on top of the trend line. We just collapsed. And this is on a daily trend. You can see this. We haven't changed it. This is some of the old stuff that we left there. You can see. So yeah, same. I mean, this looks very similar to Cardano pattern if you look carefully. If I go back, so picture this, and if you look at Cardano, where is it? Here, look, exact same pattern. So what we can see is VET and Cardano is pretty much doing the similar kind of a thing. So that's VET, VeChain. Does it change anything for VeChain? No. Remember, Stop focusing on the price. The project itself is fantastic. The price will only go up and down provided we're still within the market cycle. Currently, we're not inside the market cycle, and in fact, what we did for VET, if you look up, carefully, we are currently testing this neckline. We fall below this and come here. We can go down even further. And this, I understand, is coming from a lot of you guys who've just entered the market. But remember, guys, this is where VET was back in 2020 March. So from there, it's already up a huge amount. And before that, it was actually down at some stage as well. It done because it launched in 2017, right? So it had the ICO pump. But just observe this, that this is not the lowest point of this market. Yes, at some stage, the early guys who entered this space entered at a very cheap price. We had many zeros in front of our numbers. Those zeros changed, right? So of course, when other investors who entered early, if they turn around and say, well, I'm still bullish, you got to really understand why. If there's a guy, an influencer or anybody out there who's promoting VET, it's a top-notch project, he's not lying. He's absolutely not lying, because it is a top-notch project. Because if he bought it anywhere here, he's still up. Simple maths. Of course, if you've entered on the hype after he's already made all of this, because remember, for him, it's been a absolutely wonderful project because he done this, right? It's a wonderful project. So when you ask him, what's your best favorite coin? And he probably says, oh, this is my favorite coin. And you jumped in here. Sadly, you fell for the hype. Because whenever people ask me around these areas, I've been very straight up. And I say to people, don't ask me now. You're only asking because you just recently found out. You should be asking about coins or talking about these coins when it was down here. And in fact, on this channel, go and have a look. There's a video. It's about 2.5 hour long video. I did 50 coins around this area here because somebody requested it. I said, okay, fine. You requested it. I'll do what I can and I'll put those coins out there for you. So I recommended about 50 different coins. They've done it. Now, if he hasn't taken his initial investment out along the way, it's not my problem. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I'm trying to say is these are great projects. All of these projects are great. Even BTC, Cardano, everything. They're all great projects because look, the early investors, they invested here. And trust me, if you're at a loss, this gets really interesting. If you're at a loss, right, this cycle. So for example, you're seeing this market bleed and come down here. You're at a loss. You've lost everything. Well, guess what? Next cycle, if it's a great project, and VET is a great project, Cardano, or however you want to call it, is a great project as well. Gala, I'm hopeful. So Gala is different because remember, the space is constantly evolving. So Gala, I'm going to give it a 50-50 compared to some of the shit coins, like shitty game coins out there, which I will give it a 0, right? I'll give it a 0. I don't think they're going to last forever. But with companies like Gala, they have this 50-50 chance of competing in the market and maybe sticking around for a little while. Because remember, they come from the traditional markets. They're not a new, fresh project that came in. Most of the crypto projects coming out of the crypto games, they're fresh. They're not game developers. They're just fresh cryptocurrency projects. They're taking the money off you. They're raising the capital of you in order to build the infrastructure to continue their life cycle. Gala was already making games. So they have some level of expertise in the game. That's where they can survive. But what I was saying was market goes down, as we all do. Like we've had markets go down before, right? So you can see this. I'm just going to draw some stuff here. Just you can see the direction, right? Yes, people who bought here saw this market go down there. And people who bought here saw this market go down up to here. Absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. This is part of the cycle. What happens next? You will be part of the cycle that goes up like this, right? And you will say, well, I bought it when it was here. I bought it when it was here, because you are now above this level. At some stage, this is what happens. I've seen people buy here and moan about it, right? And they didn't exit. And then I've seen them, same people, very excited here. And they said, do you know what? It was a great buy. And I'm thinking, you freak. I remember you were moaning and crying about how you've lost so much money, and now because you've made money, the whole sentiment changes. But it is life. It is life. This is exactly how it works, right? Um, Wondering about entering price. If the market, right? So for you, IVA, or Iva. Very simple. If you're talking about entry price on any of these, you don't need to be looking at those right now. What you need to be focusing more on is when does the market crash? Okay, so I'm sure nobody's going to give you that advice, but I'm going to give you this advice, right? So this is not a financial advice, but of course, it is an important thing as well. A lot of people need to understand what this all means, right? So the only thing I'm going to say to you is this: wait for the market to crash. So we know this market has the probability to at least test this zone and then this zone. So we understand this, right? So we know that this market could come down here, and then if it does come there, it's going to come down up to here. That's it. Very simple. And that's not something hard to comprehend. It's like, oh, what if it doesn't happen? What if? No, we did it already. Look, 65K. When we hit 65K, we were here. And then when we hit 28, 29K, we came here. It's not like we haven't done it. We have done it already. We have done it. So this is not something I'm just making up. This is something we've already done. So history itself is witness that we have already done that. So we're not expecting anything worse. I mean, when we were at those levels, we were expecting worst case scenarios to be down here. We didn't come there, so we're lucky we held that. So now we know that these are the two specific levels we're looking at. So what are we focusing on? Not a individual crypto. So Iva, get this very straight. We're not looking for individual crypto. We're looking for the entire market structure. This could be 15,851 coins or maybe 20,000 coins. It doesn't matter. What matters is where is the entire global cryptocurrency sphere right now. So if this thing does not push back up and go back above the 3 trillion, so it's very important for us to understand that the $3 trillion level, so let me just enlarge this, $3 trillion level is very important. If we do not go to the $3 trillion market cap, we've got a problem. We're not going up. Very simple, because we have more coins coming to the market, but the market price is still down. That's just saying market share is being distributed amongst many other coins. You know, so no one's winning. That's the truth here. No one's winning. We're just increasing the number of coins, and this amount of money is now being dispersed and, you know, shared amongst many coins. So we can have 20,000 coins, and if we're still at the same price, is the market actually going up? Mathematically, no. Mathematically, the market has not gone up. It's actually gone down. Because from where we started with, say, 10,000 coins, and now if we're at the same price with 15,000 coins, we have a problem on our hands. Again, it's confusion, but once you start looking at it with this light, you start saying, makes sense. That's what's happening right now. So if you want a perfect entry, my advice is wait for this entire market, right? This entire market to come and touch this area here, or come and touch this area. Those would be a perfect entry. Of course, this would be a mediocre, medium range. So I wouldn't bet everything, maybe 50% here, but I'll wait with 50% here. I would not bet the house on it. I would not put every one of my, or if I wanted to put $100, I would not put $100 here. I'll put $50 here. Because once we break this level, right, you know, we've got two options here. We can either come down here, touch, and then move up, which is great. Or once we come and test this, if we can't hold, well, we're coming straight down here before we do this. And these are much more powerful moves. These are not powerful moves at all, right? So what I mean by that is very simple. Let me explain. So when if we come and do this, this is a continuation of these patterns, right? This is a continuation of this pattern here. And it's not as powerful because this is still on a trend. Does that make sense, right? But what happens is once you invalidate a specific trend and you come down here, this trend has been completely broken, as you can see. Once we start moving back up again, we come and test these lines. And these are super power moves. Super moves. This is how this market goes to a whole new heights, right? We've done it over and over again. You know, here, for example, over and over again, you can see whenever we've come down and, you know, we've invalidated these things and reset the market, these moves are powerful, super powerful moves. Super powerful moves. So hope that kind of makes sense. Your entry should be there. And of course, if you look at dominance, it's another key. So if you start looking at dominance, then I recommend just look at Bitcoin or even Ethereum. I'm not joking. Just look at Bitcoin or even Ethereum, right? Just look at them because they are also following the same pattern, right? And if we come into this area, we have a higher likelihood of testing this zone here. So when we know this, you can start setting orders to buy, because these are indicators that the market's going to collapse. If we move from here, it's just a market continuation. Yeah, continued market, no worries. It doesn't change anything for us. But if this thing falls, then the next move, wherever we buy, is going to be a super power move. Hope this kind of makes sense to you. Belgian says, what are the altcoins you have your eyes on to grab in the dip? Nothing. I'm waiting for the dip. I'm not looking for coins now. I'm waiting for it to dip, go down, bloody. I want this thing to be on the floor. I want this thing to be destroyed. All right. Crazy, right? But that's the truth. I want it to be absolutely destroyed. Let me get rid of all of these drawings. Yeah, I want this to be destroyed, guys. I want BTC to collapse, right? I want it to collapse and I want it to fall on this specific line here. Let me show you. So let me get it on weekly. Let me show you this. I want BTC to completely collapse and fall to this green line here. And of course, every week it's increasing, but I want it to fall here. That's when I go hunting, I go shopping. It's like, you know, when you go to, say for example, you go to a fresh fruit market. When you go to the market and the market opens up, everything's fresh, everything has a fixed price, or everything looks fantastic, right? This is funny. This is actually a reality that I've noticed and observed, and it doesn't matter. It's something, it's a part of a research we did. Brilliant thing. This is so hilarious. So you enter a fruit market, a vegetable market, any type of a market you enter. When you enter and you want to buy, you pay premium. So everything is charged as it is. However, if you go at the end of the day, most merchants have already sold their products, and the remainder of the products are not actually good quality anymore, or they just want to get rid of it. Guess what? Just to get rid of the products, even sometimes really good products as well, just to get rid of it, the merchants quite often actually just give it to you for a discount. So when fresh money is sitting here, it's not at a discount, it's a premium. When this thing comes here, when everybody's left the market, I'm entering here. I want to get the bargain. So if that makes any sense, right? It's a crazy analogy, but that's what it is. Iva says, thank you very much on your TA. Awesome. Thank you very much. Peppermint. I have no idea what happened, bro. My chat is gone bugged. Peppermint says, what altcoins would you buy right now for short-term holds that could pump in the next few weeks? None, bro. So if I'm holding any coins right now, those are the coins I'm still holding. So I do have plenty of coins from back in the days that I'm still holding. Like I talked about BNB and so on and so forth, and many other Cardano and this and that. I do hold them. But I'm not going to be picking up anything right now. What I am doing actively is I'm doing the exchange launch pads. So I'm participating in as many exchange launch pads to try and increase my USDT portfolio. Because what I want to do is, while the market bleeds, so, you know, I already did one round, I took as much as possible. What I want to do now is start coming back to USDT as much as possible, so I'm ready to buy the dip. So not buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Buy the dip. and I'm waiting for the market here. So I'm being very patient. I'm very patient, and it doesn't matter whether the price is, I mean, currently showing at 30k, or if it comes back to 40k. It doesn't matter. I will happily wait for this thing for another year to come to my price, because anything less than what it is now is always a discount. Do you know what I mean? If I can pick up BTC at 40k today, I picked it up at 40k. And I waited for it. Think about it, right? So that's the idea here. Patience is the key, and of course, that's how we're going to pick this up. But as I said, I'm just doing some exchange leverage. Sorry, not leverage, my bad. Sorry. I'm not doing any leverage, guys. I have to be honest with you. I'm not doing any leverage at all. But as I said, the only thing I am doing in exchange launch pads, not leverage, exchange launch pads. My bad. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to see the chat if anybody else is there. It literally bugged out on me. So that's what I'm doing. Albin says, save your money for the dip. Yes. So what I'm doing is I'm increasing my portfolios on exchange tokens. So for example, more BNB, trying to get some of those, trying to increase my portfolio on KuCoin, the actual coin itself, Bybit, trying to increase some more of those. But at the same time, I'm keeping a small amount of USDT and constantly stashing them. So I'm trying to stack up as much as possible. So hopefully by the time this comes down, it takes days, weeks, and months. I'm hoping, right? It's actually better, unless we have a crash. Then of course everything could come down in one go. But if it takes days, weeks, months for it to come down to where I want it to, well, by that time I should have enough USDT to pick up some nice decent amount of coins, But remember the cycles, guys. The market itself, you have your layer ones pumping first, and then you have your layer twos pumping, and then you have all the other shit coins pumping at some stage. But it's going to recycle. So there's going to be a lot of pumps and everything, a lot of sentiment right now. Like a lot of people going to be moving around. How would I say this? So the way the market works, when we go into the yo-yo market, right? Everyone is actually hopeful, right? And then everyone else that's kind of lost hope is going to try and hype. But the winners are going to be the people who are calm. I see Nishant here. Nishant is from Better Logic. Okay, so guys, welcome Nishant from Better Logic, our new research partner. So awesome. I don't know, Nishant, if you have any question, fire away, bro. Fire away. We're doing crypto TA here, so nothing to do with Paradexes, sadly. But other than that, we are definitely doing some crypto TA here. So guys, what I was saying, it's all about staying calm, understanding the market for what it is. Respect the market. Remember, one thing you cannot do is disrespect this market. You don't disrespect it. And the only way you would disrespect it, if you're not patient with it, if you don't understand it. If you don't understand, ask. We are here to help. You will find most of the cryptocurrency maximalists out there will always spend their time to tell you about crypto. I'm not joking. People, I've been called a fanatic, nutcase, all sorts of other stuff, right? But the point here is we're not. We're here trying to educate people that, guys, understand what this market is, respect the market for what it is, and you'll see where it goes. And we try and explain, because a lot of people get frustrated when they see the price go up and down, the big swings, swing high, swing low. They really get afraid. Peppermint says, the launch pads are great, but sucks how little you get. Even while investing 700, I only end up with just above $1 earned. Oh my. Yes. Okay. So what the hell? I just done a repeat on my thing. I have no idea. Okay, Peppermint, I understand your frustration. Again, yeah, I think okay, let me change things around a little bit for you. So obviously with Peppermint, his situation is completely different to mine. So when Peppermint asked me the question earlier on, what coins would you buy right now? So you are asking me the question. The answer to that was very simple, that I'm not buying. I'm just doing the launch pads. But I do have a significant amount to play this game. Now, Whereas in what you're doing, if you're doing it with a few $100s, then yeah, I do understand your frustration, and it's going to be a lot more risky for you. So what you got to do is play a zero emotion game if you are going to play this. But again, right now, the reason you have to be zero emotion is because your potential of losing everything is a lot higher, right? So you do have to understand that you could potentially lose all your investment. So if you put, say for example, you said $700, this is the risk you're going to take. If you invest $700 into an altcoin and the market decides to go south, your altcoin could be ending up being $1. So what I'm going to say to you is, if you're making $1 from 700, you're doing all right. Or just go and stake it. If you want, just go and stake it. At least that way you know you're going to be okay, right? But if you're trying to do the pumps, bro, remember how the market reacts. BTC drops 2%, everything else drops 10%. Are you prepared for that? You know, so it's a lot more risky. I'm not taking risk. I'm telling you, I'm only participating. I'm only taking a risk for 4 to 5 days, but only with the coins I already have. Right, and I told you my game is, I'm sure I've told you before, and I've mentioned it many times. My game is very different, you know, and also I don't participate in one exchange. I'm in multiple exchanges at the same time. When I'm doing these exchange launch pads, I'm not only doing it with their native currency, I also have USDT staked everywhere, always ready to buy, basically. So it's a different game. It's a hard one, you know, but you are going to be risking a lot by trying to get that chase. By trying to chase that pump. Don't chase the pump, you know. So that's all I can say, my brother. You know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Albin says, I sold my Izzy, by the way. I had a buy order at 22. Thank God I'm out of that trade. Well, good, well done. Because I told you yesterday, you're taking a risk. You don't risk this kind of stuff, honestly. You know, it's a tough one, but look, you don't risk it. Remember, once we do, Albin, when we do a pump and dump, we dump, bro. We dump. We buy, we pump, we dump, and we get out, bro. We don't fall for the hype. Remember this. Even if we're having a discussion and we say, okay, we feel that this could easily go to $1, go to $5. That's what we're talking about as a project. We're saying, yes, the project has a capability or the possibility or maybe even a chance. But we don't bet anything on chance. Remember, we're not going to the casino to bet on chances. No, we say we're in, we're out. We're just emotionless zombies here, right? We should call this the zombie crypto channel. But yes, we are emotionless. We have zero emotion in this game. We enter, we take what we need, and we get out and rinse and repeat, move to the next one. That's all we do. Zero emotion game. Because the moment we start falling for emotion and we get emotionally attached to some of these coins and everything, we will end up wrecking ourselves. We will end up harming ourselves, losing money in this game. Because remember, I told you, the market itself, you got to respect the market for what it is, and it does pump and dump harsh. Remember, crypto is a lot more volatile currently. Maybe 10, 20 years down the line, it's not going to be as volatile, but it's one of the most volatile assets on the planet, and we respect it for what it is. We know we can make 10, 15, 20%, you know, on average on a single candle in a single hour in crypto, whereas in the stock markets or the forex markets, right, making 3 to 7% in a month is like you're a genius, right? Here we can do this in a single candle. We need to respect that. It's volatile. We respect you. All right. So we don't mess with crypto. That's the whole key here. We don't mess with it. Right. So whenever we enter these pump and dumps, remember, you know, if it's a dump, you dump. You dump. You press that button. You get the hell out. You don't hang about. So that's the idea. Guys, if you're new to the channel, smash those like, hit that subscribe, join the Discord and see where we go from there. Also, I'm trying to refresh the chat, see what's going on. I see a lot of Instagram stuff going on. Yep, Instagram stuff going on. Awesome. See how it goes. Right. Who's here? So let's see. Peppermint says something. Let me have a look what Peppermint says. Peppermint says, do you do buy and sell signals on your Discord server? No, my brother, I don't do this stuff. It's wrong. It's wrong. We do trends. Whatever I'm doing here. Anything I need to tell you, I'm doing it here openly, publicly for the world. I don't do buy and sell signals. People who claim to do buy and sell signals usually give you the signal after they've done it themselves, and that's wrong. That's what 99%, by the way, there are 1 or 2% who probably do it genuinely, but 99% of these buy and sell signals, remember, the people who run these organizations, they've already bought it, and they're going to get you to pump it. So please stay away from them. That's all I can recommend. And this is a financial advice. You know, anybody who does buy and sell signals, remember, there's only 1 or 2% that will be genuine. And for you to find that gem is going to be really hard. That's the reality. 99% or 98% of the rest of the people are there to get you to pump whatever they need to do. So if they tell you to buy at a specific price, they've already bought it lower than that price. And they've targeted it. That's how they do the signals anyway. They get you to pump their bags for them, you know. And this is the case. It's reality. There's been research on this as well, and that's what they found. You know, pump and dumps are not there to help you. They are literally dumping on you. So just be cautious, be careful. That's all I'm going to say. You know, navigate it safely. And my recommendation is don't even go for it. I would never do it. You know, you could offer me $1 million today and say, bro, give me a signal. I said, no, bro, it's okay. I don't want your money. You know, because the thing is end of the day, most of the time, the way these signals work is, as I said, it's just wrong. You know, I could easily buy something and then give you guys a signal. No, whenever I talk about coins with the guys on Discord and everything, you can vouch for this as well. Fresh coins. I'm only doing my analysis based on fundamentals or even sometimes technicals. I don't do too many technical stuff. Sometimes I do fundamentals and sometimes I won't even do it at all. Because I'm one of the guys, I'm like, I don't care who the coin is. I don't care, sorry, I don't care what the coin is. I don't care who runs the coin. I don't care how famous they are or what qualifications they have. I don't give a damn about any of those things. All I care about is where is the money going in. Follow the money, so I follow the money, you know, as long as it's got money. If it's decentralized, I follow that. Other than that, I don't really care. And then most important, the last and final thing, I'm in it for the money. So as soon as I've made my money or made my initial investment, I'm out, you know. So that's how I play this game. So I hope this kind of makes sense to you, my brother. Okay, I would never ever, I'm saying brother, Peppermint, I'm not sure if you're a guy or a girl, but the point is, I would never ever do buy and sell signals, never. I'm here to just give you some advice to make sure you save your money, not lose your money. Okay, I hope this kind of helps. Guys, if you don't have any more questions, I see a few people drop off. So if you don't have any more questions, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this be the last question or whatever, and then we move on. And as I said earlier on as well, on today's show, that yes, we mentioned how Paradexes, so we're talking about Paradexes now, how Paradexes has a new research partner. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you can see the announcement there, which is awesome. And thank you very much for everyone, you know, to all of you guys for coming to the show. Absolutely fantastic. But remember, guys, you know, logic, reasoning, okay, we need logic, we need reasoning. Very important for us in this particular market, in order to navigate the market, and of course trends. And as I said, I'm not going to be showing you guys technical indicators. I don't think we need them. Right now, we don't need any technical indicators. We don't need anything at all, right? Just a simple line, you know, a simple trend line, maybe a line here. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need to make sure that the market is doing what we want it to do. We don't need anything else, all right? We don't need signals, nothing. Because any signal now is going to be a false signal anyway. So, yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. That would be really, really awesome. Let's grow this community. And plenty of links below as well, guys. There's so many links below as well. Click them through if you want, right? I'm not going to promote any of those stuff. Albin says, this may be a big ask, but could you please explain Stochastic Rsi really quickly? If you're dropping off next stream is fine. Okay, let's do this, like Stochastic Rsi. Okay, so you've probably seen me use two specific indicators. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move on to another one. This one here. Let's go into this fresh one here. And let's switch off some of this stuff here. So what we're looking for is two specific indicators, RSI. So RSI is relative strength index, right? So what it is showing us, and let me just get that for you, this one, relative strength index, right? Actually, I'm going to switch this one off. Give me a second, guys. Let me switch this one off because I have an overlap. I'm going to switch this off, right? So what you're seeing here is this is the relative strength index, and all this is showing us is how much money is coming into the market. So to really use this properly, one other indicator we need is volume, right? So what we're looking for is this, right? So what we're looking for is very simple. We want to see where the market is, where the volume is, and what this is indicating. And what you'll notice when you start using this accurately, you'll see that this actually forms a trend. So the stochastic RSI actually shows us what the volume trend is. So we now know that in these volume candles, was it a was the money buying or was the money selling, or what the ratio, the balance was. So the the RSI, not the stochastic, we're going to get to the stochastic very soon. So the RSI shows us this relative strength, right, to where the market is and where the buying and selling is happening. And this is explaining to us that, look, the market seems to be bullish, but actually the volume is dropping off. And you can see this reflected here. So it shows us the strength. Yes, we were very strong, moving back up, right? So you can see the strength here in these volumes as well. You can see this here as well. The strength was up. Then the strength started declining. This was an early indicator that, guys, everything is not looking as it should. And then if you look at where we are on BTC, you can see the strength was fairly accurate here in this zone here, but not when we hit that 67k. The strength had already started declining, and you can see this decline here. So that's your relative strength index, which is the RSI. Now we're going to change things a little bit. Let's do this. Right, let's change this a little bit and let's do this. So what we're going to do now is bring in RSI, stochastic RSI. And then what I'll do is I'll obviously overlay them so you do understand what it means. So we're looking for stochastic RSI. So what the stochastic RSI does is actually very, very different. So you can see this here. So this is not related to this volume. So this is why I wanted to show you the RSI first. The RSI is related to the volume. But the stochastic RSI is not related to the volume. It's more to do with the actual trading sessions. So what you can see here is if we start moving this up, making this larger for you. All right, so now we have this larger, and actually I'll change the color of this as well. Give me a second, just to kind of give you a brighter color. So let's do this in yellow. So what you're noticing here is this is more kind of like, radical. It goes up and down. It's just, there's no pattern to this, right? Absolutely no pattern to this. When you start looking at this, it doesn't look like there's a pattern. Now, the reason you won't see this is because, remember, this is volume, money coming in, money either buying or money either selling. We see this here. This is showing us trader sentiment. So are people opening more trades, like trades as in limit orders, not market orders, by the way. This is market orders. So market order is buying on the spot market, buy, sell, whatever. This is what this is. All right. And this is showing us, are people setting up limit orders? In their trading session, are people bullish? Do they want to start trading? Are we overbought, oversold? And also talking about overbought, oversold, when we hit the bottom, this is oversold. When we hit the top, overbought. This is something we see very often on the stochastic RSI, right? Let me make it larger for you. So on the stochastic RSI, you can see this overbought and oversold, and this is the level basically 20-80, right? So this is a ratio. As long as we're within this ratio, whenever we go above 80, we're overbought. So the market says, right guys, the trading session has been too much, you might want to calm down a little bit. And then when we come below 20, the trading session, okay guys, we've oversold, we want to start buying again. So this is just giving that kind of a signal. As I said, in the market, it's just doing this, giving us that signal that yes, this might be a good time to start buying. Again, if you use this on its own, it's okay if you know how to use it. But to make it easy, what I do is something quite unique. Right? I'm going to show you, right? I'll just show you this, right? So this is quite unique, right? What we do is we want to overlap this, right? Boom. And now what this is giving us is a better indication that, okay, yes, traders may be excited, but actually the market is not. Traders may be excited here, but actually the market is not. And remember, this is on a weekly. Let me get on a daily, guys. Right? So what we're looking at here, yes, traders were excited here, and you can see this reflected here. And you can see traders are losing momentum. Yes, traders look excited here. That's today. Look, today. And here as well, the sentiment is high. So we can see, look, the volume, everything confluence, right, giving us this information. Yes, we're moving back up again. Yes, we invalidated a daily trend that we've had here. Look at this. We've invalidated this. We've now started moving up again. So everything looking awesome, right? So you can see that the sentiment, people. So remember how I described this in a layman's term. This RSI is people sentiment. This blue and red line is trader sentiment. Blue line represents kind of bullish sentiment. So we know when the blue line is leading, we want to move forward. When the red line is leading, we want to go down, right? So the two lines represents, like, in my opinion, the most easiest way I can show this to you. The blue line represents the bulls, all right? The red line represents the bears. Simple. So if the bears are leading, we know it's coming down. And if the bulls are leading, we know it's going up. Does that make sense? Easy? I hope this kind of helped. Just trying to make it as layman as possible. Obviously, I don't want to go too much into technicals, but that's pretty much what it is. But you do need both of them. You can't work without both of them. It's very, very important, right? And also, you may have heard of MACD, like, you know, when we're talking about moving average, convergence, divergence, it's actually using the same data from both of this. So what I've just did here with the volume and the stochastic RSI and the RSI, I've literally just given you exactly what the MACD does, right? So when we activate MACD, for example, right, moving average, convergence, divergence, built in, and this is what you get. It's actually the same thing. It's, look, the stochastic RSI is already here, right? It's just showing us the data in a complete different way to say where the market is going. Is it going up or down? So we can see that today it became positive. Just today we spiked up, so we can see there is this convergence here where market wants to move up. So this is definitely showing us, yes, on the daily this market is bullish. Everything wants to go bullish, so we got the data here. But once we start moving into higher time frames, no, market wants to be bearish. So again, we can use moving average, convergence, divergence to do this, right? So it's pretty much the same thing. Just remember, most technical indicators that you see are just a variation of something very simple. Most are going to use the moving average, your 200-day, your 21-day, your 50-day, your 100-day, right? Your 350 days, 400 days. Trust me, there are many, many days that we would use. But the point is it's just a very basic. You can do a 7-day, 8-day, 9-day, depending on your time frame, whatever you want to choose, right? But the argument here is we want to use our daily average as an indicator to where the market is. If we're above the daily average, you know, whether it's 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, whatever, we're above, we know the market is trending up. If we're below the average, then we already know the market is trending down. It's very simple, very easy. But that's what most of the indicators are based on. Remember this. Thanks, bro. That helps me understand. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, that's awesome. But remember one other thing I told you as well. There is one indicator that you can use. You may have noticed it here, which I just did delete. I had a indicator here, which is known as the ATR, average true range. Remember, average true range is a very powerful indicator for those who understand it. It actually tells you what the how far this market could pump or dump, right? It actually gives you a rough indicator. So what you're seeing here is this is telling us something very, very important here, guys. Very important. If you don't realize this, then you're in trouble. This is telling us, right, from here, actually, let me do this. This is telling us something very, very dangerous on a weekly. Let me get on a daily, guys. It's better. So on a daily, this is telling us this market could pump up from where we are at this point of time right, to $2,800 more. So up $2,800 or down $2,800. So what this is telling us that we could go and test the 52, 53K as long as the market is bullish. If the market is not bullish, then we could easily dump and go the opposite way, almost 3 grand. And from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't look that great. Average true range doesn't look that great. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at here. Okay, it's awesome. I'm not going to complain. On a weekly, you can see that it's pointing down. That's fine. I'm not really fussed about that. But what it's saying is on a weekly level, we could potentially do a $7,200 dollar pump up, which means we can easily go back to the 56, 57K, or the opposite, go down to 42K. So you see how the data is also matching what we're thinking about on the charts itself, because when we look at these charts, we are expecting, for example, when you look at BTC, we are expecting BTC to come and test these levels here, and also the average true range is also showing this as well. So these are powerful data. But as I said, most common indicators are based on moving averages. That's where the convergence, divergence, everything comes in as well. It's very basic stuff. Remember we talked about like seasons. And your parents, they own a restaurant, so you should know this. Like certain seasons, certain days it's busy, certain days it's not. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's been super awesome. I'm going to shoot. It's been fantastic having you guys here. And I think this was awesome, Of course, we'll do another one similar tomorrow, and we'll do more Q&As as well if need be. Of course, I'll let you guys know in advance if I am going to join tomorrow. If not, if I've got some things coming up, then I'm just going to continue, because I'm still doing some renovation in the restaurant, basically. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of busy and coming home late and everything as well. But as I said, if I'm free, I will definitely shoot something. But I will notify you guys via Discord. So remember, no signals on Discord, only communication and conversations, and of course the stream links as well. And see where we go from there. Belgian says, good stream. Thanks, bro. Thank you, bro, for coming to the show. Thank you to everybody for coming to the show. It's been awesome, awesome, awesome. Albin says, thanks for the stream. Enjoy the rest of your day. Well, I'm going to call it rest of my night. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.